Welcome to yet another anime review. In this series, we will be covering a large number of anime which have either gone forgotten or have particularly lousy reviews. The reason for this focus is, well, come on. Do you really need someone to tell you about how awesome Bleach, Naruto, Neon Genesis Evangelion, Gundam, etc. are? To start this series, I figured I would do a specific one that has been coming up recently. So today I will be covering Twin Angel. Not that Twin Angel. That Twin Angel. There has been an increasing trend in anime being made off of pachinko parlor games. This has given us series such as Rio Rainbow Gate, Sengoku Otome Momoiro Paradox, and of course this series. The former two I will be describing at a different time. However, let's talk about how this works. Because of Japan's strict gambling laws, you are now making a magical girl series for an adult demographic. I think it might be because of this that the series receives such low reviews on the idea that it is insulting the demographic's intelligence just by, being a normal magical girl series. However, I honestly believe it's inappropriate to call this a normal magical girl series, if just for the sole reason that this is pretty clearly a satire on everything. Now, don't get me wrong, this series goes completely by the numbers. The series goes on the daily activities of three girls, Haruka, Aoi, and Kurumi, as they spend their days at their middle school and moonlight as magical girls trying to gather up legendary artifacts that turn into the Holy Grail. There's a Fate Stay Night joke in here somewhere, but I can't think about where to put the two together. So the basic plot goes is that there's two characters, Salome and Alexander, who work for this mysterious black trader and is tasked with bringing in these 7 amulets. They are, of course, about as threatening as Team Rocket. This is until a new mysterious enemy by the name of Black Carrier comes in, who calls herself a warrior of love, which invokes another magical girl series intended for a older audience. It's at this point where they start losing every single battle they come across. Of course, this is completely ignoring these Tesla and 9 characters, who get an introduction in the opening and haven't been mentioned thus far. The plot aside, most of the comedy from this series comes from the fact that everyone in this world accepts every situation without question, no matter how absurd these things can get. For instance, in one episode, the mysterious Misty Knight ends up getting trapped in a bear suit. So instead, a new teacher by the name of Misty Bear comes in and offers to train the girls. Oh, first I should explain Misty Knight. Misty Knight is Tuxedo Mask, except useful. Actually, I probably should describe all the characters for you. You have Busty Magical Girl, Flat-Chested Magical Girl, Lowly Magical Girl, Girl who carries things in trips, Photography fan who's trying to catch the Twin Angels but sucks at photography, Swim Star, Destitute Teacher, Kick-Ass Butler, seriously this guy could probably take Sebastian in a fight, Kind Elderly Chairwoman, Jesse and James from Team Rocket. Oh, and handsome student council member who is totally not Misty Knight. Yeah, guy doesn't even take off his uniform. And as you can see, you do not watch this series for the depth of character. Honestly though, if you were watching this series expecting an intellectual adventure, you were not paying attention on your way in. This series really is about nothing more than some good old-fashioned simple magical girl fun. The most surprising thing, however, is how amazingly intelligent the villains are. I mean, when you sit down and think about it, the standard for evil scheme is for a Flavor of the Week monster to appear and do all the work for the evil overlords. This series has a bit more of a hands-on approach, with the evil villains actively joining in with Mecha and using that to their advantage. The action in and of itself is pretty damn creative. There is a lot of use of the environment whenever anyone fights. The big mark being where they're fishing for one of the amulets in Mudskipper territory, and they have to deal with the fact that they're waist deep in mud and how that hampers their abilities. Especially poor Haruka, who doesn't have a ranged attack. This actually deserves special mention. Most magical girl teams tend to have the same power over and over again. I mean, the most diversity is Sailor Moon, but normally you have a fighter with a fighter, or a magic caster with a magic caster type. But this one actually has a pretty good spread between the ranges. Aoi has her Angel Arrow, which she spams from a safe distance. Haruka specializes in hand-to-hand combat, and her finisher Angel Tornado is a direct blow, which is the standby for destroying these things. And Kurumi has her Angel Bombs, which is a decent mid-ranged technique. This is a well-balanced party, which, for this type of anime, is quite a surprise to see. Now the next big concern is the stupid fan service that comes in some of these series. Surprisingly enough, this series is pretty tame with its fan service. The fan service in these cases are very clean, showing either the girls in towels or the standard magical girl transformation scene. This is rather impressive considering other anime this season seem to have the fashion sense to have everything enshrouded in the censorship, as not even the cable channels will have that much nudity in them. The key to this series has to be the restraint. In both the fan service and comedy specifically, this series keeps things very calm and never goes overboard with anything they really do. Well, overboard in comparison to like series. The bright colors and moe characters really only serve to disguise the deeper part of the series, which is possibly one of the more clever magical girl animes, in addition to having one of the most realistic casts of villains. This series is worth an honest try. If you're familiar with magical girl animes, you're most likely not going to be put away by the bright colors or the character designs or any of that. In the end, if you like magical girl animes, but not seriously to be able to take a joke about it, this series is worth a watch. Twin Angel Twinkle Paradise is currently being simulcasted on the website NicoNico.com. This site, however, does require a membership and a premium membership to catch up on previous episodes. Still, this is a mostly episodic series, so you don't exactly miss everything from not following the series all the way through.